Hello folks, my name is Russell Weaver. I'm with Blue Water Candy Lures, and just want to take a minute to talk to you about some different products we have, some new products we have, talk about the benefits of them. As we're going into the fall fishing in October, especially October's the best time of the year to fish off of North Carolina, especially. Variety of fishing from basically inshore all the way out to the Gulf Stream. What we'll discuss also can be used throughout the year, but it's a good idea of what to do and how to do it, especially when it's good fishing. First thing I'd like to talk about is starting with inshore fishing. Obviously going into October into the fall, you have trout and drum near shore and inshore. A lot of people throw jig heads and soft plastics, so I'd like to talk about the different jig heads we offer and a couple of new products. First product is the cross-side ball jig, which a lot of people are familiar with. It's light wire hook, comes in a variety of sizes and colors. The benefit to the cross-side ball jig, other than the light wire hook, which allows you to pitch around docks and everything, and if you get hung up, you can bend it out, pull it off your piling 2 or 3 times and bend it back before you'll need to replace the jig head itself. But the biggest benefit to the cross-side jig head is, if you notice, the eyelet is turned 90 degrees to the hook point. Most standard jig heads are in line. The benefit you get from that is, if you are not a fan of tying loop knots or don't know how to tie a loop knot, you can tie your standard knot directly to the eye of the jig head and get the same action. So most jig heads, when they have an inline eye, when you tie them straight, will bounce inline. With the cross side being 90 degrees to the hook point, even if you tie all the way to the eyelet without a loop knot, you still get a side to side motion when you jig it. Okay? Biggest benefits of the cross-side ball jig. A new product playing off the cross-side ball jig, it's just come out. It's called the Jumbo Eye. It's the brother of the cross-side ball jig. Hook is still the same. Collar is still the same. It just adds the molded eyeball to it for a little extra natural look and extra flash. Okay. The other style jig head we offer is the Aftershock. Aftershock has the eyelet in line with your hook point. It's a shorter shank, thicker hook, developed for those guys who like to do more red fishing, really horsing the fish out from around the docks and pylons. One thing I will mention is, as you get into clearer water, a lot of people will fish more clear, translucent baits. It's a little bit more natural. So here we have the new Jumbo Eye paired up with the Backwater Candy 4-inch swirl-tail grub in Christmas tree. That should prove to be a deadly combination for the trout this fall. Last but not least, for those people who like to fish around jetties, and even some of the nearshore reefs up north for tog fishing, we've come out with a new product called the Bottom Bumper. And there's the idea of what it looks like. It'll sit flat on the bottom. Okay. Black nickel hook. It'll come in a variety of sizes and colors. And what you have here, notice there's no bait keeper. So those people fishing with crabs can slide the crab all the way up to the head. If you're fishing with a mullet, the mullet will still be up here, but it still keeps the mullet upright, or any other live bait. Kind of takes the place of using a bucktail to some degree, but you can use it to get any live or dead bait down to the bottom, and still have it sit upright. One last thing with any of these jig heads, as the water temperature cools down, the fish would get more stationary. You can take any of these jig heads, especially that cross-side ball jig, the Jumbo Eye, or the Aftershock, and put bait shrimp on them to use for tossing up around docks or in creek channels for black drum and red drum. Give it a try. If you have any questions, please give us a call.